Are you a startup entrepreneur? Having problems with your money for your startup or passion-based business? Confused? Don't know what to do? This episode is for you, man! Hi guys, welcome to Money Mondays with SIR Chubby, your weekly dose of entrepreneurial, business, and money strategies. This week, I'm so excited because we have a very nice question. It's from Cray Morgan, probably from Australia. SIR Chubby, I've been an entrepreneur for a year. Although I have clients and regular income, I'm confused to where my money went. How do I manage my money for my starting business? And how do I control it? I love this question because I love startup businesses. I went through a startup phase in all businesses, especially those businesses that failed. They were all on the startup and closed. But currently, we have 3 companies that are successful, that are still in the startup phase because it's still 3 to 4 years. I love this topic because it will allow us to share the biggest lessons and, of course, results from our research, how we were able to sustain our business for the past 3 to 4 years. So, for today, we're going to share to you 7 rules. Rule number 1. Never mix your personal money from your business money or from your startup money. I remember a story of my friend. He's a photographer. When he started out, his name is Christopher Colinares. I remember him saying when he was starting and people were starting to get services from him, a lot of people, he had lots of money, but what he did was he spent it on clothes, he spent it on equipments. I mean, like, not the necessary equipments that he needed, but equipments, gadgets, or extra equipments for his camera, but are not really necessary for his business. When the time that the project is to be done, in which he needs to pay labor for his people, he needs to rent out equipments, he needs to rent out an additional vehicle to bring gadgets and to bring his workers. He did not have money anymore because he mixed his personal money with his business money. So what should you do? Create a separate account for your startup business and never touch that money unless it's business related. I will repeat, never touch the money in your startup business unless it's business related. Rule number 2. Price your products well or your services well. In most cases, we as entrepreneurs start with just computing our costs, then putting a margin. That's a usual thing that we do, which is, actually, there's nothing wrong with it, but we tend to forget how to position our pricing. Because the pricing that we set has a long-term effect in our business. For example, have you ever considered your pricing to be in which market you want to stay in, whether it's in the low cost, the middle, or you want to be in the high niche cost business? Because the tendency, what will happen is you will end up working and not earning on the standard of the industry. For example, if you are in the food industry, you should have high margins close to 50%. If you are in the service industry, then you should have more margins, maybe 50 to 100%, because the hard work or the creativity side is very expensive. So be careful when you price your products and services. Make sure that it is based on the standards and your positioning in the market. Okay? Rule number 3. Focus on the bottom line, not on the top line. A lot of us entrepreneurs, when we start out, we focus on opening an office, making our office look beautiful, making our office look trendy, making it look professional. But is that going to help your bottom line business? Meaning, is that going to help contribute to your net income? Most likely it will not. Because when we start out, we have limited capital, we should be focusing on earning more. For example, I remember a friend that started a real estate business when we were starting. When he started, we both had limited capital. But that person, he opened that office with expensive furniture, with desktop computers, with lots of chairs, and all those complete equipments that he didn't really need when he started. For our case, we started with only a monitor or a TV so that we can discuss and teach our agents, our real estate agents, and just chairs. Nothing more, nothing less. But after 1 year, that real estate company did not survive because of his fixed expenses. So what happened was he closed his office down. Rule number 4. Invest in people. A lot of times we take for granted people who can help our business. Especially if you are in the creative business, like for example what we do, you must invest in people who have skills, people who have good relationship skills. And of course, you should invest time with your people. Make sure that in a daily basis, you guide them and you coach them as you are coaching yourself. Other than giving them a good salary, which is competitive to the industry, it's also advisable to if you see potential in your people, send them to trainings, send them to seminars, or bring them to the workshops that you attend so that you will grow together as a team. Number 5. Invest in technology. As hard as it sounds, we need to be updated in the trend of technology. For example, in your marketing, you need to use a lot of tools. You can use a lot of tools for easier marketing and easier growth for your business. If you are in the creative side, invest in software, invest in equipment that will make your operations easier, not only for you, but also for your people. So invest in technology. Rule number 6. Build your liquidity. I will repeat because this is very important. Build your liquidity. In as much as you are starting, focus on building cash. You need cash, you need cash, you need cash. Because when you have cash, it is easy for you to sustain the lean months of your operation. If you don't have so much income or you don't have enough clients for that month, if you have enough cash, you will survive. Secondly, if you have enough cash, you can invest in more equipment and more assets that will really help your business, that will allow you to grow as a business. And if you have enough cash, it allows you to focus and rebuild your business more. Okay? So sit in as much cash as you can as possible. Rule number 7. Do some practical accounting. In as much as you want to focus on your passion as a passionpreneur, as an entrepreneur who's doing his passion, but at the end of the day, you need to know if your company is earning or losing, or will you lose in a couple of months, or will you close down in a couple of months, or will you grow? So it's very important to do some practical accounting. And when I say practical, it doesn't have to be very technical. You don't need a software. Me personally, when we start a business, I usually do the accounting of our company. When we do our practical accounting, we just focus on 3 things. Number 1 is we want to know our cash flow. And that if you can do that on a daily basis, all the better. Number 2, we want to know how is our balance sheet doing. And number 3, very important, we want to know if our monthly operations are negative or positive. So it's very practical, very simple. What you need to do is just monitor what's the income that comes in and what's the expenses that comes out. And a very important note, always check the expenses that's going out, that it contributes, or it adds value, or it adds to the bottom line of your business. Because you want expenses, because expenses are always there, especially taxes, you want them to contribute to your bottom line or to your business. For example, I remember an expense that was always showing up in our expenses tab, which was not maximized at all. So what you need to do is to check out your expenses that really contribute for your bottom line. In conclusion, you don't need to be complicated in handling your money. You don't need to buy softwares, you don't need to buy any complicated stuff to support your, you don't need to buy any complicated stuff to monitor your money. You just need practical sense on what is going inside your business and what is coming out. Again, What I really want to focus on is for you to see if your business is really earning. In fact, if you can check that your business is earning on a daily basis, or is it positive or negative on a daily basis, then it is much more better for you as an entrepreneur, as a passionpreneur. Well, I hope you learned something this week, and I'd like to thank you, Cray, for checking out our page, even if you are far away from the Philippines. Thank you so much. Again, please don't forget to put your comments and your questions, or you can message us just like Cray in our page. Again, you can ask anything about business, entrepreneurship, and investments, and we will do our best to answer you. Again, don't forget to do what you love and love what you do. You are a passionpreneur!